in grateful recognition of her invaluable contribution as a special guest and speaker during the 30th Enria di Sud National Convention with the theme Building the Future Integrated Governance, Sustainability, and Innovation in the Philippine Real Estate and Environment. Held on May 13 to 14 at Bayview Park Hotel, Rojas Boulevard, Ermita, Manila, Philippines. Your expertise, insights, and dedication have greatly enriched the convention and inspired real estate professionals toward excellence, sustainability, and innovation given this 13th day of May 2026. Signed by Consultant Jovi Francis W. Tupaz, Executive Vice President, Overall Convention Chairman, Consultant Imelda C. Magtoto, Board Chair Lady, Consultant Lourdes Bernadette B. Carlos, Vice President Internal Convention, Vice Chair Lady, and Maria Loren B. Sales, our National President. Thank you very much. And let's have a photo opportunity with our awardees. Thank you so much. And we welcome now the arrival of our Honorable Attorney Richard Bihasa of the Climate Change Commission, and the arrival of our Honorable Francisco Isko Moreno, the Mayor of the City of Manila. Settle your cell phones. We're on conducting our convention. You'll have the photo opportunity later with our guest speaker. Let's welcome first our guest speaker in front of our stage. Thank you. And may we call on now to introduce our guest speaker, one of our guest speakers this morning. May we call on our Enria past chairman and president and concurrent advisor to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Benigno T. Cabriego Jr.
Wala na si Mang Buigo na papag.
May lakad.
Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso, popularly known as Yorme, rose from a childhood marked by poverty in the slums of Tondo to become a prominent figure in both Philippine entertainment and politics. After gaining fame as a matinee idol in the 1990s, he transitioned into public service in 1998, serving as Manila City Councilor and later on as Vice Mayor for 3 terms. To strengthen his governance and leadership skills, he pursued a degree postgraduate studies at prestigious institutions such as Harvard and Oxford. He also briefly served as Undersecretary of the Department of Social Welfare and Development under the Duterte administration. Our guest speaker's political career reached new heights when he was elected the 27th Mayor of Manila in 2019, defeating political heavyweights, ex-Mayor Alfredo Lim and ex-President Joseph Estrada in a landslide victory. His first term was marked by a results-oriented leadership style, highlighted by the rapid beautification of historical sites, infrastructure development, and a firm approach to urban cleanliness and crime prevention. Despite criticisms over his populist style and outspoken personality, he earned widespread praise for his strong political will and ability to modernize the capital within a short period. In 2022, our guest speaker launched a bid for the Philippine presidency, finishing fourth in a field of 10 candidates. Following his defeat, he briefly stepped away from politics to pursue business ventures and television hosting before announcing his return for the 2025 local elections. In a significant political comeback, he reclaimed his post as Mayor, the Honorable Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso.
Maupo po kayo. Our chair lady, Imelda C. Marcot. This is your fourth term. Bawal sa amin yan, hanggang 3 term yan. Vice Chairman Attorney Amador C. Tolentino Jr. National President Maria Loren B. Sales. Executive Vice President and Overall Convention Chairman Joby Francis W. Tupas. Papayo. Other members of the Board of Officers and Trustees. Board Advisor led by Chairman Emerita, the Chair Lady of the Board of Advisor former Congresswoman Marisa Del Mar Maximo. May asin pa. Aming kaibigan sa Maynila, si Architect Palafox. Members of the Boards of Advisors, government officials, present, private partners, at sa lahat ng kanina naglalakad ako. Pinipilit kong i-accommodate table per table, pero I overheard some of you came from Catanduanes, Baguio, Bataan. Kanina may Bataan pa. Sabi ko sa kanya doon sa Bataan, very close sa akin yung Bataan. Kasi pag may paani sa Bataan, particular sa Landing Pilar, nagsisipok kami ng palay. Kaya very close sa kanyang Bataan. Metro Manila Rizal. But speaking about Bataan, naghahanap buhay ako, kaya lang Makati talaga yung palay. Makalim. No? Pagkagabi, kamot ka ng kamot. Kaya kailangan mo ng coconut oil. But I have nagwaling sa Roman Highway, yung nagwaling, barangay nagwaling. Doon naman kami nag-aani ng bato. Parang inaani yung bato sa ilog. Kasi inaakit yun sa flatbed, tapos gagawin yung graba. Igagayak, dudurugi. So very close sa akin yun. Landing Pilar. In fact, Pampanga chapter, lahat na nagtataas ng kaway. Lahat kayo binabati ko. But just wanted to special mention lang yung mga nagsabi ng kanilang lugar. O yung Baguio kanina, sabi niya, taga Baguio daw siya. Ayun, yung gulay nyo ngayon, nasa amin. Nandiyan dyan. Kasi we encourage local government, especially producing agri-products, to have an opportunity in Manila to meet institutional buyers. On top of, siyempre, nakikinabang kami as Manileño. Pag galing mo Ibaisia, Benguet, yung Ilocos, nakatapos lang. Pag yung mga produkto na yaon ay nakakamit namin sa Manila, pinakikinabangan ng mga taga-Luzon. Kasi ang mura. Kung sa supermarket, ang sili, pwede nang gawing alahas, no? Sa sobrang mahal. Dito, nakakamit namin ng mura. At the same time, we give opportunity for our farmers na magkaroon ng access sa institutional buyer like Baby Hotel. Kasi kung makakadirekta, mas malaki tipid ng institutional buyers, opportunity for the farmers, at the same manner, malaki ang taxes namin pagdating ng December 31. Kasi malaki kinita ng negosyo. So, binabanggit ko lamang sapagkat excited ako maparito. Dala ng sinasabi ko lagi, kahit sa mga hotel, sabihin mo dyan sa mga nagpo-convention, basta dito nila gagawin sa Maynila, bibisita ako sa kanilang convention. As a show of support and welcoming you to the city of Manila. You know, nowadays we have a campaign, our tourism, local tourism campaign. We call it Manila, My Manila, of Nick Joaquin. It's a book, no? Inano namin yun, inadapt namin. Why? Why is it Manila, My Manila? Because while it is true that I was born, grew up, studied, ito ako sa harapan ninyo bilang batang Manila. But most Filipino have a story to tell about Manila. Nag-eskwela, nagnegosyo, nagtrabaho. Bagamat hindi sila taga Manila, meron silang istorya about Manila. Dito rin sila nagka-jowa. Tanungin nyo sa mga nanay nyo, nagpagulong-gulong sa damuhan yan sa Burnham Green. Yung lahat ng na nahuhuli pa ng WPD sa gabi. Maraming kasaysayan ng maraming Pilipino tungkol sa Manila. So we wanted to share Manila to everyone. That's why you can call Manila, My Manila, even though you're not Manileño. Plus the fact that it is the capital of the country. It is a window of opportunity, like your organization. Ewan ko po kung nasiyasat yun ako, I think, modesty aside, during our first term, and now second term, itong another term, first term ulit, baka magaya ko yung termino ninyo, maging apat na termino. May awa ang Diyos. First time, that the local government unit wholeheartedly confronted a social perennial problem in a highly urbanized city like Manila with regard to urban settlers. Kasi katulad ng nanay ko, kung may wari-wari dito, ayun, yung pagbabayan na ito, wari-wari. May antikin nyo ba dito? Antique? Karea. My father is from Antique, my mother is from Tulad ng nanay ko, nagpunta ng Maynila, pumasok sa isang pamilyang abogado sa Tondo, nagkasambahay siya. Tapos nadali ng tatay ko, at ako ang bunga. Malaki ang pamilya namin eh. Nanay ko, tatay ko, ako, nanay ko, tatay ko. Solong tagapagmana ko ng malaking lupain sa Tondo. Bulo, bundukin. Umuusok pa. Nakakita siya ng lote called Arten. Very famous Arten. Na highway. Yung road 10 yan. Itong dinulo ng Roas Boulevard. Dahil galing sa probinsya, magaling sa agrikultura. Nagtanim ng talbos ng kamote. Siyempre, kailangan mong barikadahan yung tinanim mo. Tapos, kailangan niya ng upuan. Nagtayo siya ng papag. Yung problema sa araw, pag tanghali mainit. Saka naulan. Nilagay niya ng bubong. Pag bumabagyo, siyempre yung anggi, nilagay niya ng dingding. Hindi naman pa pwedeng walang pintuan yun. Nilagay niya ng pintuan. Nagtanim ng talbos ng kamote, bahay ang tumubo. A typical life story of most of our people in Manila. They went to Manila to look at it as a window of opportunity na aangat ang katatayuan nila at they end up being what you call kami as a squatter. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo, this is the first time this government, local government, literally invested in city vertical housing in line with your goals. Lalagay ng masisilungan, disenteng tahanan sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino. Private sectors, government agency, and like local government unit. Alam po ninyo, sa kasagsagan ng pandemya. Kung inyo pong iisipin at maalala, at salamat sa Diyos, magkakasama tayo ngayon. Because marami sa kaibigan natin, hindi na natin kasama. Dala ng virus na yun. But never did the local government invested so much. But we did. Pumping the prime, the same manner, yung velocity of money, and to surgically address the social perennial problem, which is housing. And that's why, kahit na kami gipit na gipit, buti naman, yung laway lang namin nasasanla na sa bangko. Opo, because we are a city, we will not qualify to financial institution by its face, because we created so much chaos in our fiscal management. But maybe, alam niyo, bisa may mga tao sa pamahalaan, lalo na GFIs, ng government financial institution. When you're about to do something, and they think na ito'y makabring the height of pandemic na itatag, Condominium 1, Condominium 2, Binondominium 1, Basek Community, na nakita ni Sir. Tama ba ako, Sir? Nakita mo yung Basek Community? Kayo si Mr. Bansan? Ayun. Teka, daming tarjeta eh. Marcelino Mendoza. Nakita niya. Decente po ba? May kuryente. Metro. Hindi na kami sosyo sa Meralco. Kasi nanay ko stockholder ng Meralco yun sa kanawasan ng araw. Alam mo naman sa squatter, may share kami lagi sa kuryente at tubig. Particular yung nawasa. Sa umaga, nawasa. Sa gabi, nawasa. Wasak ang tubong itim nila. Medyo po yun. But you see, Basek Community, this in-city vertical housing program was done in the middle of chaos and crisis. We opted to take the risk on investing to our people at the height of the crisis, which is, at the time, wala kaming nakikitang sinag ng araw na matatapos yung sitwasyon. But we believe in the concept. I, for one, thanks to my professor, thanks to my experience, believes in MBN. MBN, minimum basic needs. Housing, education, healthcare, and jobs. These are the 4 pillars that will, maaaring mali po ako, no? Pero sa pananaw ko, ay makapagpapataas ng angkas ng pamumuhay ng tao. Quality of life, quality of living. Would you imagine that a 15-story building can be done in 2 years? At 42 square meter per unit. 2 bedroom. And I have a story to tell about 2 bedrooms. Why we created so much space for every beneficiary? Why? Nowadays, ewan ko, tama ba ako? 23 metro kwadrados, 26 metro kwadrados, di ba? Yung mga SMDC, yung mga studio. Okay naman yun. Dala ng yung presyo ay napakamahal. But, will you actually, given a chance if there is an option, will you put your 2 kids, you yourself, and your wife in that space? Ang tawag na nanay ko doon ay bahay ng kalapati. Dahil kalapati lang ang kasya. So that's why we came up with an idea, 2 bedroom, 42 square meter condominium unit. Para mapaghiwalay ko yung magulang at yung anak. Because of the same reason again, practical experience. Alam mo, sa squatter nung araw kami, katulad kami, nanay ko, siguro nasa G's lang kami, o 8 metro kwadrado. Nakikipisan lang kami. Misa sa ilalim ng hagdanan, so kung ano sa isang hagdanan, yun ang kwarto namin. Kaya ito higaan, nanay ko, tatay ko, ako. Pag tayo mo, doon nakakain. Tapos mayroong kurtina, nandun na si balutin mo. Kasi binabalot kami ng specialista kami gumawa ng bibingka eh. Dahil wala kaming banyo. No? And
Na-gets na nila.
Hindi pala nakuha yung balita. 56 kbps kayo. But, you know, kaya kung bakit minabuti kong gano'n, kasi na sa karanasan ko, minsan yung mga magulang, lalo na yung mga tatay, pag nakausap na si San Miguel, medyo nagiging malikot na sa materialis fuertes. Napapakialaman yung mga bata, and this type of domestic incident is literally happening. And that experience of mine, given to me, ng tadhana, yun ay nagiging parte ng paggawa ng polisiya. Decente, ina, asawa, yung anak, luwalay. Kasi kina-question ako bakit daw 42 square meter ang laki-laki? Sabi ko, unang-una, maaring mahal. Pero, ang paniwala ko naman, mayaman naman ang gobyerno. Endless income. Because there are only two things that is certain in this world. Debt and taxes. You have to be creative. Palafox has to be creative to make money out of it. Skills, talents. Kailangan, kayo. Ang gobyerno wala. Tatanghod lang pag December 31. Sa ayaw sa gusto ninyo, ipadadala nyo sa amin yung pinaghirapan ninyong pera. Because of, you need to pay your obligation to the state and the city as business and individual. So, ibig sabihin, unlimited yung pera. Ang mali lang yung paggasta. Doon lang nagkakatalo. Kaya sabi ko, kung gagawa rin lang naman tayo, which is napakahirap, and you know better than me, on how to build vertical housing, or especially in-city vertical housing. Napakamahal, komplikado, masikip, and all the challenges. And it's very expensive. But, alam mo, pag nakita mo naman yung ngiti ng pamilyang beneficiary, napawi na lahat ang gastos, uyat, pagod ng pamahalaan. Sapagkat ibinabalik natin ang dignidad ng pamilyang Pilipino. Dignity. Housing is ang pabahay ay isang parang milagro sa buhay ng isang mahirap na tao. Kasi parang ang hirap makamit. 8 oras araw-araw and so on and so forth. Lahat ng abilidad ginamit mo pero ang hirap makabili ng bahay. Dahil sa talagang mahal. That's why, bilang squatter, nangarap na magkaroon ng sarili. Akala mo mapaglaro ang tadhana. Ako'y nangangarap lang na magkaroon kasi sinabi ng nanay ko, Scott, French word. Pagka ikaw kaayos na, pangunahin mo, bumili ka ng bahay. Umulat, bumagyo, magkaroon ng dilubyo, may masisilungan ka. That's what my mother told me. Kaya kung bakit ako'y excited na pumunta rito sa inyong convention kasi pare-pareho tayo ng pananaw. Nakapagbigay ng disente at maayos na pabahay sa ating mga kliyente. In my case, as sa ating mga citizen. And bilang squatter, pangarap mo lang magkaroon. Kalahin mo talaga kung di mapaglaro tadhana. Ikaw pa'y nagbibigay. Di ba? What? Mapaglaro talaga. Alam mo, Diyos maraming pamamaraan. So I'm happy and honored and humbled to share to you thousands of families already benefited because we did not stop. We continue to build Pedro Hill Residence, San Sebastian Residence, and San Lazaro Residence. Hindi na lang 15 story, 20 story na may swimming pool pa. Wow! Pera ko ba yung pinanggasta? Hindi, pera ninyo. sinilok ko lang. At ipinangtugon ko sa tunay na katatayuan ng isang pamilya at maitaas ang antas ng kanyang pamumuhay. And that created opportunity also in the community because property values in a certain area talagang tumaas. And I'm gonna share it to you. Basta you Google this area, condominium 1, condominium 2, binondominium 1. Tapos na namin lahat yon. At hindi lang siya pang mahirap. Pati working class naka-avail ng aming housing. And now, with this administration, new fresh mandate from the people of Manila, we just groundbreak about before the last quarter no ng taon ng 2025. Hindi pa ako nag-iinit sa upuan para na sinisilihan ng WEPAX ko na itayo namin yung long-term plan namin na ituloy. Binuksan, groundbreak, Binondominium 2. Para magkaroon kayo ng visual kasi Binondominium 1, Binondominium 2, ang future siya 3, 4, 5, 6. Because itong beneficiary dito ay yung squatter sa gitna ng island sa Binondo, San Nicolas. So hindi na kailangan itapon to disenfranchise the people somewhere else. Here, they will receive housing and go to the same school, the same health center, and the same working place, like Pierre and Recto. So, tama si Lee Kuan Yew. Because the concept of Manila's in-city vertical housing program is 99 or 98% copy-paste ng HDB. Parehong-pareho. Kaya makikita nyo sa baba, walang unit. Hindi ako naglalagay ng unit sa baba. Kasi ang tao, ang tendency, i-extend.
Kaya no.
Kaya may sense si LKY eh. Kaya hindi niya nilagyan ng unit. Gusto niyo sa Singapore, walang unit. Still, nakikita mo yung poste. Kaya I'm happy to share, in line with your goals and aspirations of organization and businesses, your city government will continue to invest through this program, in-city vertical housing program. We will not stop. Bagamat just tatlong taon na kong nawala, our fiscal situation went down to the drain, or to the dogs. And we're curing it, rest assured, we'll bring back the way we manage taxes and resources of the government during my first term, and we're going to recover by 5 years with that great fiscal mismanagement. But that's not your problem, that's my problem as mayor. We'll cure it, but we will continue. Binondominium 1, now Binondominium 2. Saan ka ngayon nakakita? Dati squatter. Ngayon pagpasok. 15th floor, please. Saan kayo nakakita? Nagbabaha, flood control. Oh, baha. Sabi ng aking mga beneficiary, kamusta kayo dyan? These are the type of, kidding aside, yung ligaya ng utaw na siya'y may masisilungan. MBN, housing, education, healthcare. We build hospitals, fully air-conditioned hospitals. 10-story fully air-conditioned hospital ng Maynila. Malapit lang dito. O, kaya tabi nun. O, itinatatag naman namin. Pamantasang lungsod ng Maynila College of Medicine. Yung lumang ospital, dinuduro ko yun. Kasi yun ang endgame dun eh. Ospital, yung lumang ospital, durugin galing eskwela, gamitin eskwelahan para magkaroon ng espasyo ng PLM sa College of Medicine. Albert Elementary School. Mamaya, pagpunta nyo sa top avenue, tingnan nyo, Manila Science. Albert, Magsaysay, nirevive ko. Primo, 3 taon ako bago umalis, 5 palapag na. 3 taon na tapos, 5 palapag ako nung bumalik. It's supposed to be 10 story. Almario Elementary School. Why are we building so much space vertically? Because in a highly urbanized setting, and you know better than me, space is very expensive and rare commodity like Metro Manila, particularly Manila. So rest assured that your city go, kung meron mang nagbabayad ng buwis dito sa negosyo nila, kung manatag kayo, pipilitin namin maging masino, episyente sa pagkasta. Yung nakikita ninyo dito sa harap ng Bayview, makikita ninyo yung mga open green space. Nandito yung ano namin pero kaming i-study rito. Makikita niyo yung mga bamboo dyan. Yan yung pinipeg namin. It's going to be all over the city of Manila, 100,000 of it. In this year, in this open green space, clean, maayos, panatag, mga additives yan ng pamamahala ng inyong lungsod ng Manila. But we will focus on developing family. And unang-una, bubong na masisilungan. Yung ama or ina, papasok dahil may trabaho. Yung atabs, may maayos na eskwelahan. Pag nagkasakit ang pamilya, may maayos na ospital. After that, bahala na sila. Hindi mo po pwedeng lahat na lang isinubo ng pamahalaan. Nagigets niyo? I will focus on what matters most to every family, especially these basic needs. Then the rest is, yung bata, siya ang sasagot sa kanyang asignatura. Yung tatay at nanay, siya papasok sa empleyo ng maaga at maging epesyente siya doon bilang empleyado. Pag sila nagkasakit, wala silang tosgas. In fact, baka, sino maraming minahal dito? Kasa ka man. Mami na kayo. Maraming minahal. Kasi baka may sakit na kayo sa puso. Napagod daw yung mga puso. I would like to inform you, because this is new, while it is old, because I bought this machine during my first term. Nung nawala ako, hindi pinatakbo. Or what you call cat lab. This delivers the first and only local government unit. Time's up. Saan na kayo? Nabitahan niyo ako . Kasi sayang . Baka mamaya atakin kayo sa puso. Yeah. You know how much? PHC, Philippine Heart Center, angioplasty, easily 1 million. Easily. Angiogram, 50,000, 80,000. Go to Manila. Ni-revive ko, binuhay ko, thanks to our doctors and professionals, medical professionals. And we have an active angiogram. And recently, we qualified conducting angioplasty. So katulong na kami ng national government through PHC, Philippine Heart Center, UPPGH. Magagaling yung mga yan. Meron na kayong pangatlong option. Kaya alam ko minsan sumasakit na yung puso at nagdurusa. Baka lumala, patusok nyo sa amin, sisilipin namin, kung maluwag. Hindi ko mag-gets yun. Pero ako gusto ko, patira ka na, kung may nararamdaman ka, wala kang tostas, uy, may bara, bigyan na kita ng step. Gusto mo, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter to us. Mabuhay ka lang. Wow. Kaya di bali magkanda ubus-ubus ang pera namin. Basta mapakilabangan ng tao. I really don't mind. Because government, lastly, government is not a savings bank. We're not there to manage your money, to put it in a bank, to make money out of money. No. I'm sorry to say, a lot of people disagree with me with this. But I'd rather be wrong doing this. Ang pera ng tao, hindi inilalagay sa bangko para tumubo at masabing marami kang savings. I would rather hear a government who took a loan. Why? Kasi maabilidad yung gobyerno na yun. Because a peso spent today, earned today, is better to spend today than to spend the same peso tomorrow. The natural course of inflation will apply. The presyo ng bakal, ngayong araw na ito, piso, at malaking tsansa, bukas, 1.5. And you cannot buy the same amount of bakal with your existing same amount. Kaya, very particular ako na kaya ko sinasabi, nag-i-invest kami. If we can acquire so much resource, as long as we can pay. Amerika, may utang? Trilyon. Maganda ba ekonomiya nila? Nagulat nga ako, may gera na, tumataas pa ang ekonomiya nila. No, sila lang yata nakikinabong sa gera nito eh. I mean, you have to give it to them. I don't know how they're doing it. If mga matatayag na bansa, may utang? May utang. Hindi ka naman pautangin ng bangko, hindi ka naman kaya magbayad. I mean, let's be honest to ourselves. That's why I really wanted people should, leaders should spend money as fast as he or she can. Because you may lose money, you may gain money. But when you lose time, you cannot buy back time. And when you lose opportunity, I hope opportunity will come again. But there is no guarantee. So if you miss these things, that's it. That's why I always tell everyone, okay na iinggit na marami silang pera. Eh, kita mo naman, squatter nila, 5-5. Tayo marami eskwela, marami tayong squatter. Pero sigurado ako, libo-libong pamilya, tumaas ang kalidad ng pamumuhay ng tao. So, that's why I hope this kind of message will be sent to other leaders. Huwag kayong mahihiya sa taong bayan kapag kayo'y nangungutang. Sabi ko nga nung kasagsagan ng pandemya. Kaya magalala, mga batang Manila. Pag ako, wala nang mapiga sa bimpo, nakita niyo yung relo ng City Hall, ipatatas ako yan kay Tambunting, makaraos lang tayo.
Puro
Which we
kalokohan
did.
talaga.
700,000 families, buwan-buwan kumain. Kasagsagan, 8 months. See? Kaya po sa pabahay, naniniwala ako. Naniniwala na ako na kapag dyan namuhunan ng gobyerno, yung economic return yan, easily 10 folds. You know how much they're paying in city vertical housing program in Manila? 42 square meter with swimming pool, may auditorium, or function hall, 2,000 pesos. Pero may catch. Because you paid your taxes, I need to protect it. Because there are some individuals also abusive. Anong catch? No ownership. Not even rent. I'll share you an idea, baka magamit nyo rin. Ma-share nyo sa inyong mga alkalde. 2,000 pesos a month. No ownership, but there is virtual ownership. Habang nabubuhay ka at tinutugunan mo yung 2 bulig buwan-buwan sa gobyerno, walang makipagpapalaya sa iyo. Nagpantay na ang paa mo. The rules on family code, under the rules of succession, will apply. Yung pamilya mo ay mananatili na beneficiaryo ng pabahay ng Maynila. So, ipipikit mo ang mata mo na may kapanatagan bilang isang magulang na may mauwian ang iyong anak at apo. Now, what happened to 2,000 pesos? Isang araw, lumago ka na. Dahil yung dati nagbabayad ka ng 8,000 na upa, dahil kay nangungupahan at nagbeneficiaryo ng in-city vertical housing program ng Maynila, nakatipid ka ng 6 na bulig. At yung 6 na bulig mo, maabilidad ka. Hindi ka bumili ng iPhone. Masaya ka na sa Oppo.
Dami ng cellphone.
Hindi ka namuhay na marangya. At ginamit mo yung katipiran or savings sa mga instrumentong makapagpapalago pa ng iyong pinaghirapang salapi. Then, lumago ka, umalis ka na. Aalis ka na at isosurrender mo na yung unit. Lahat ng hinulog mo, isosoli ko sa'yo. Why? And I'll go back to the same statement. Government is not a savings bank. Government is not to make money out of projects. Projects should be considered as public service. Oh, nawalan ba kayo ng pera bilang taxpayer? No. Who owns the property? Who owns the government? Who funded the government? So property pa rin natin. Yumaman pa kami. Sabi, kalahin mo wala kaming pera, dami namin utang, pero sa libro, kami may pinakamayaman na syudad. Bakit? We created wealth. Appreciation. Nagets nyo? Oh, nadali mo na. Iyo pa rin. Yung taxpayer, panatag, na hindi napariwara yung buwis yung pinaghirapan kasi inabuso ng isa o dalawang tao. Pagka bigay sa kanya ng property, ng award, ibinenta. At maghahanap ulit ng kalsada, katulad ng nanay ko, magtatanim ng talbos ng kamote. Gets nyo? Kaya ko tinatawag siyang social perennial problem. Because it's a habit. Bibigyan ng bahay sa Cavite, sapang palay. Naalala ko nung araw, taga-tagatan, sapang palay. So, tapos pagkayari, pagka-award, nalatagan ng 100 bulig. Malaking pera yun nung dekada 80. Paldong-paldo ka na ngayon. Lalo itong condominium, 5-7 million. Ano sabi ng Creba, Cesar? Mga 5 to 7 million, no? Yung unit cost ng value ng 42 square meter natin. Paglatagan mo ng kalating milyon yun, naku, puro dollar na mata nun. Oh. Kakalawin kayo 500 bulig, may pumili, tapos balik ulit sa spot. Dito hindi. So, protected. Tapos, may nasilungan kang disente, nakatipid ka, umangat ang buhay mo, gusto mo nang lumuwag ang bahay mo, nangarap kang bumili ng sariling iyo. O tapos susosoli ko pa yung principal. The good thing, so it's going to be trust fund. Nakatenga yun. O di bumili ako ng instrumento that generates money out of their money. Tinuruan ko silang maging tinuruan ko silang maging obligasyon. Matuto ng obligasyon na ang pamumuhay ay hindi libre, pero hindi ko kinamkam o pinag-interesa yung salaping kanilang pinaghirapan, ibinalik sa kanila. So, minus interest, because the interest will go to the maintenance. Sustainable? Yes. Yan ang housing project na. So, I hope I've shared something for you today na kaya ako sinabing 95 o 98% kasi sa HDB may equity, may ownership. Dito wala. The people of Manila, the taxpayer still owns the property. The city of Manila created value and the people of Manila tumaas ang antas ng pamumuhay. Kaya yung organisasyon nyo ay napakahalaking halaga bilang isang samahan sa ating lipunan na makapagbigay ng affordable housing. Huwag kayong matakot na hindi na kayo mabentahan dahil sa Maynila. I cannot catch up with you because, private sectors is more active and aggressive. Because isa lang ang problema nyo. Magtayo ng bahay at magbenta ng bahay. Tama mali. Ako marami. May ospital, gamot, pulis, dugyot, kriminal, tolongges, every single day. So, rest assured, as a matter of some level of assurance, in the city of Manila, we will continue to align ourselves with your national goal, your organization, and the national government's goal. Mabahay, Sa bahay, Manileño, o Pinoy. Sa ko, pasensya na overtime. Pero sayang. Pwede ba, total, nandito na kayo sa Manila? Gumastos pa kayo. Uy, maganda yung aming Intramuros. Oo, yung Fort Santiago. May bago kami museum dito. Oh, maraming pasyalan sa Maynila. Oh, sino gusto bumili ng karaoke? Tayo sa Roon. Sino gusto bumili ng tela?
Tabura.
Tayo sa Tabora. Divisoria. Oh, gulay, mamayang gabi. Marami kayong mabibili sa Manila.